Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to have you here with us in London. Maybe you could start with a brief introduction to your film. What can audiences expect if they watch Hidden Letters?
Yeah, my name is Feng. I'm the director and producer of Hidden Letters. It's a film about an ancient, secret, woman-only language from China and how it was carried down from generation to generation. So I follow two young women in China and how, while they're trying to revive this secret language, they're also trying to navigate their own personal and career life as a woman in today's China. At the same time, the language itself is being co-opted mostly by men, also trying to teach women how to behave around men in the name of this language.
What was your way into this story, and why do you think it was going to work so well for a film subject?
Well, because it's a very special lens of a secret language to look at multiple generation of women and their women's experiences, particularly in China, but also around the world. So it's a very special framing to help people understand where we came from and who we can be as women.
What were perhaps some of the challenges in getting your film made? On the other side, some of the highlights in the making of it.
I think one of the challenges is to understand the complexity of how women will feel confined in different ways, and it's very easy to pinpoint or scapegoat a certain element to make it the reason and make the answer that that's why actually we're still confined in certain ways. But it's like I think the challenges is how to really bring up the complexity and to help people experience women's emotions and experience in a deep way so that they understand there are actually so many different kind of elements that affects us in terms of our gender confinement.
And what do you ultimately hope that people will take away from watching your film?
I hope that people will find it hopeful from the film that and be inspired from the secret language because it's a language more about sisterhood. So, and I hope that people will be inspired to continue the practice of having sisterhood and having a space for women to be vulnerable, to be our honest and authentic beings, to share with each other and confide to each other of who we are. And by coming together, we can share our challenges and share our struggles in a way to find our strengths and power together. And then that's how we can, push things forward and then change things.
I mean, it does feel like they're seeing more and more examples of the female experience and female stories being shown on screen, whether by female filmmakers or not. Why do you think that that's an important change, and do you think that we've got some way to go to perhaps see it on a level with other stories?
I do think that the woman's story is so important to be told. And if we don't keep fighting the narrative and to help people understand the challenges that we're facing, I think it's very easy that what we have achieved today can be easily lost. That's not just in China. Look at the U.S. right now. Look at Ukraine. Look at the other countries. So that's why I think that we, as female filmmakers, we should continue to use our female gaze to tell the narrative we wanted to tell and keep pushing things forward. Otherwise, I mean, it can be really easy to have what we have today roll back.
How do you see the landscape right now in China for filmmakers in general, but particularly for female filmmakers?
I started my career as a producer, and the reason that I made a commitment to produce films for first-time female Chinese filmmaker is because we don't have many there, especially for documentaries. So I have produced 6 to 7 films for female filmmakers, mostly first time, and I'm very happy to see that their career has a starting point now, and then now they're continue to do the work, which is so important. But we still live in a very patriarchal industry, and there's so much that we need to do.
And what particularly does it mean to you to have your film here at the London Film Festival?
Oh my God, it's amazing to have the film reach to a London audience. And when I make this film, I know that this is a film not just about, women in China. It's about all women globally. And we had a co-production with Norway. We have co-production with Germany. And I know that this is actually the European premiere of the film, and we have been dying for European audience to watch this film. And the screenings has been just incredible, and people really engaged and really understand the film. They laughed, they cried, and then we had so many questions at Q&As, and I just felt like really good about why I'm making this film. And then now finally it's on the other end of having people to see it.
And that's testament as well to the importance of seeing these films in a cinema with other people, because you don't get that if you're sat at home watching it.
Especially during the pandemic, yeah, you don't get to watch films with an audience, yeah. So I actually sat in every screening with the audience, even though I've seen this film probably 100 times or more.
And just very quickly, do you know what you're going to work on next? Have you already got the next project?
Yeah, so I'm developing a documentary series about dating coaches. Yeah, so I'll be featuring one dating coach from each country, and then it's really that I become continue my fascination to understand gender dynamics and how that's being affected by culture, by politics, by economics, and also, especially post-pandemic. So I'm hoping that, through the lens of dating coaches, we'll understand the global trend of how that has affected us, in terms of understanding each other. And at the end of the day, I think dating answers the same question as like who we are and what do we want to do with life. So
Oh, that sounds fascinating as well. Thank you so much for sharing
thank
all that
you.
with us. Really enjoy presenting your film here in London. Thank you.
Thank you.